What's up, everybody? It's Dynasty Mir. Search for Uhuru. Let's get some more people in the chat room. As we get more people in the chat room, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button, family. So thank you for joining. So today's topic. Can you guys hear me? Okay, today's topic. So on my Facebook timeline, Peace Family, there was a video or a clip from a recent town hall in Canada discussing women empowerment, right? Discussing women empowerment, discussing women being placed in positions of power, which I agree in. I support women empowerment. But what we have to do is we have to separate women empowerment from feminism. They're completely different. I'm going to tell you how. And a lot of people want to argue with me on this. A lot of people want to debate with me on this. But woman empowerment is completely different from feminism. And I'm going to play a clip of the town hall. So Ghanaian President Akufo-Addo, hopefully I pronounced his name correct. If I didn't, I apologize, was speaking. But before that, there was a powerful sister. She was 18 years old from, I believe, Zambia. And again, later on, I'm going to play a clip from the video. She got up, she spoke. She got up and spoke in regards to her ambitions to be president, which I support. So after she spoke, she sat down. And then Akufo-Addo began to speak. And he said something, and people got upset. You know, it was a predominantly female panel. You had Akufo-Addo, you had Uhuru Kenyatta, and you had the president of Canada, or prime minister, I don't know his title, who was there. And then you had women. It's a predominantly female panel. Akufo-Addo said, he brought up the statistics how 30%, I guess 52% of Ghana's population are women, but 35% or 32% serve in regards to politics on, I guess, the cabinet, the national cabinet. And Akufo-Addo said something that pissed off a lot of people, especially the women. Uhuru was on stage shaking in his boots. He was scared to respond. And the president of Canada, I forgot his name, he didn't respond either. He said, basically, to translate it, that the majority of women aren't these women that, you know, that push this female empowerment, but it's really feminism. I'm gonna tell you the difference. Aren't serious about getting involved in politics, aren't serious in attaining power. Instead, what they do, they get in all these little fringe groups that have nothing to do with attaining power. They have nothing to do with attaining political power. And I agree with them. But of course, they got upset. But he's absolutely right. I'm going to give you an example. First time I went to Ghana, this was in 2017. I was invited to a panel. I wasn't on the panel, but I was invited to it. And I was listening, you know, and it was dealing with kind of like young Ghanaian entrepreneurship. So a Ghanaian woman, feminist, you know, expressing how she's a feminist and feminism and feminist. All she talked about was LGBTQ rights. That's all she talked about. She was just militant on LGBTQ rights. Not women in the workforce, not women having access to education, not women, in gaining in political power aspirations, not women serving in the C-suite in corporations. All she cared about was LGBTQ rights. And if you listen to these feminists, these Black Western feminists, that's all they talk about. Transgender restrooms, LGBTQ rights, and the black man ain't ish. That's all they talk about. Don't believe me? Look at Peace Donna. Peace everybody in the chat room. If you don't believe me, look at Simone Sanders. Simone Sanders is the point woman, or whatever, the point woman. The head is running Joe Biden's political campaign for president. You want to know what Joe Biden's number one objective is now? Joe Biden's number one objective, Joe Biden's number one objective is LGBTQ rights. It's not a coincidence. It's reality. If you listen to these so-called Black feminists, that's all they talk about, period. And they want to sit and they want a seat right next to white zaddy, right next to white zaddy. So I'm telling you, Simone Sanders is running the playbook for feminism, for African feminism. A seat right next to white zaddy, talk down to Black men, push nothing but LGBTQ and transgender restrooms and illegal alien. The African feminist, the Black feminist, is nothing more than a status quo liberal. That's it. That's all. Well, I mean, what do the majority of these African feminists, these Black whatever, and white men have in common? They hate they hate the heterosexual Black man. Joe Biden, 94 crime bill, Joe Biden targeting heterosexual Black men. Then you got Simone Sanders, who hates heterosexual Black men. I mean, that's what they have in common. That's what they have in common. And exactly, all these Black feminists, African feminists, they all marry white men. They'll call the Black heterosexual male toxic, but they won't call the white male toxic. But again, the so-called feminists are they marry white women too. The African feminists, Black feminists will marry a white woman too. Jimmy, you're right. But the feminist is nothing more, the Black feminist is nothing more than a status quo white liberal, period. That's it, that's all. Let's not try to overcomplicate it. That's what they are. They are the African feminist, the Black feminist is nothing more than a white liberal, period. Listen to the rhetoric. So Akufo-Addo that's what he was trying to say. Like, they're not serious about gaining political power, but they are serious and ready to go to war. Let me turn this phone off. They are serious and ready to go to war over transgender restrooms. They will go to war. They're ready to fight over transgender restrooms, LGBTQ alphabets. But you rarely hear the so-called feminists talk about gaining political power. Taking over the C-suite in corporate America. Damn, you won't even hear them talk about entrepreneurship. If they do, they talk about it this much. Like if you go to a feminist meeting, because the one I went to turned into one, it'll be this much about business, this much about transgender restrooms. I'm just saying. They're not serious. You had Sirleaf Johnson, the first woman president on the continent. The first woman president on the continent of Africa, of Liberia. First black woman to be president. These feminists were attacking her. But then they would turn around and support Hillary Clinton. They attacked Sirleaf Johnson. And no, she's not perfect. But how can you attack Sirleaf Johnson How can you attack Sirleaf Johnson, but then support Hillary Clinton? How can you attack Sirleaf Johnson, but support Kamala Harris? How can you attack Sirleaf Johnson, but support Joe Biden? Guys, let's hit that like button as you come in. They're not serious. And that's what Akufo-Addo was trying to say, but he got attacked for it. The minute he said it, I knew exactly what he was talking about. They're not serious. They don't want to get involved with politics. They don't want political power. Their agenda is transgender restrooms. I don't know how black women, I don't know how African women win when your agenda is transgender restrooms. How is that a win for black women as a collective? I'm being serious. Someone help me out. I'm being serious. Someone help me out. And if you're a feminist, African feminist, and you're in the chat room, I'll send you the link. You're more than welcome to come on. You know what I mean? I don't block anybody. If you want to come on and state your side of the story, hey, you're more than welcome. Absolutely, it's all. I did a show on that. It's all the same. Democrat, left, right, same bird. Democrat, Republican, it's all the same. You know, I talked about the whole Central Park 5 situation. The Linda Fairstein, who's the villain of the movie, she's a huge Democratic donor. She donated and was friends with Hillary Clinton. She was friends with Obama's. They're all the same people. When Trump made his statement to put his ad out in a newspaper, he was a Democrat. And for people to think that there aren't any more Trumps and Linda Fairsteins running around and pulling strings in the Democratic Party, you're disillusioned. But black people still want to have that argument. But then when you bring up forming a own nation of your own, starting your own political party, they have every stalling tactic in the book why they can't. Every stalling tactic in the book on why they can't. Why they can't. I'm just saying. Every stalling tactic, here comes all the stalling tactics on why they can't. I'm just saying. Guys, let's hit that like button as you come in. You know, they don't want to talk about access to for young women to have access to education. I'm telling you, it's this much. You can tell the difference between a feminist and women empowerment. You can tell the difference. Woman empowerment, jobs, political power, access to education, everything I support. Feminism, transgender restrooms. It's easy to spot the difference. Easy. And that's what Akufo-Addo was trying to say before he was jeered and laughed at, which I'm going to play the video here in a second. And African parents, this is what you have to understand what's going on too. You guys are sending your daughters to America to be educated. You're sending your daughters to America to be educated. And then they're coming back to America they're coming back to Africa feminists. You spend all that money, hundreds and thousands of dollars, to send your daughters to the top schools in America instead of building up the schools in Africa. But that's another. I mean, I get it. I understand. And they're coming back hardcore militant feminists. That is hustling backwards, as we say. That is hustling backwards. You spend all this money in education to send your kids to the best schools in America, in Europe, and they come back feminists to Africa when they're ready, when it's time to contribute. Okay, hold on. Francis Manuel Quofi. Okay, I'm guessing you're Ghanaian. I helped a sister here in Sweden. This sister was brought from Ghana by a white guy, and this white guy was beating the hell out of this sister before I met her. And after fixing her, she still hate on me. Francis, that's called a simp. That's called a simp, Francis. Now we all make our mistakes. I've simped before too. Are in the name of E40, or as E40 will say, that's a Captain Save-A-Ho. You a Captain Save-A-Ho. And we've all been there, myself included. So I'm not getting on you because I've done it too. We just didn't know any better. Hell, you know, speaking of LGBTQ rights, Ed Buck, again, the rich, white, Democratic, Clinton's best friend donor, killed 2 black men. Feminists nowhere to be found. See, Ottawa wants to go to Sweden to meet you, Francis. Fly her up. She seems cool. Send for her. Send for her. So again, I agree with Akufo-Addo. They're not serious. The majority of them are not serious. Francis, I'm glad you learned your lesson. Trust me, I've been there, brother. I've been there. I didn't tricked off and simped off as well. So don't feel bad. So again, if you guys want to, anybody want to call in, let me know. Shoot me an email. Shoot me an email. Hold on, let me do this. Shoot me an email here if you want to call in. Go ahead and shoot me an email if you want to call in. But yeah, I don't, shoot me an email and then I'll send you the link and then you could call in. I forgot which I got this in Cote d'Ivoire. This is a Dogon door. I think this is from the Bamlinki tribe. I'm raw. You got to step your internet game up, man. You know, we're talking about how modern Africa is, and modern Africa, and Africa is modern, and then you still got that AOL dial-up. We gotta step the internet up, man. I know they got it out there. I know they got fast internet in Kenya. And again, we keep doing all these videos on modern Africa and why you got to come to modern Africa, and then the internet is slow. Talking about how we got the T1 lines and all this lines, and well, I'm right. You got to have fast internet at the house too. Yeah, that Chimananda and Ngozi Adichie. That's the main one. I'm a Ra's my boy. He knows I'm giving him a hard time. Yeah, he got wireless internet, not internet, internet. Chimananda and Ngozi Adichie. She's the main one. The main one. You do all come to school in the West. She's the main one. She had the audacity to diss Sirleaf Johnson, but support Hillary Clinton. You hate Sirleaf Johnson, but you support the racist Hillary Clinton. What is see? I don't understand what you mean by peak service time in Kenya. Like I got fast internet all during the day, no matter what time it is. That's why I just don't understand. Or if you want to hop on, let me know. Let me check my email, see if anybody wants to hop on. Yeah, but like I said, they don't want to be empowered. Feminism has nothing to do with empowerment. But let me play the video for you guys. Give me 1 second. Has nothing to do with empowerment, period. And they're so unapologetic about it. About attaining everything but power. Here we go. All right, let me play this real quick. Hold on. Now, this system right here is powerful. Hold on. Where's the sound at? Uh-oh. Hold on one second, guys. Let me try something. They hold my computer back. They're holding my computer back. Hold on one second. Okay, on the problem. It will hold my internet back.
Mechanisms and channels to hold our politics down. It's not enough that you just tell us things and then we make informed decisions. We actually want those decisions to be acted upon, and we want to know that we ourselves have the power to take charge and influence whatever is going on in our lives. So capacity building is key. And then two more points. I'm sorry. One, you're making it hard for me to speak. For this thing, child marriages.
I'm gonna start it from the beginning.
Positions of power. Yeah, so key message. Look, I'm on a stage with the president, so.
Tasha, welcome to Canada. You're a young female activist in a world of men who are a little bit older than you. Let's be polite. Do you really feel you have power?
Well, I think, like Alan has just mentioned, power is really what you decide to make of it. You have to get that power. And so, to respond to that question, I do feel I have power because I do demand for that power. I mean, look, I'm on a stage with the president, so. But yeah, basically, I think one thing that really has to be emphasized is there is no way that anything is going to be done for us without us, because that's just doing it against us. So key message is really, I'm just going to go right into it. Can I stand? I feel more powerful when I stand. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so key message is really that I have for every leader that's out here today. Do not do anything without us, for us, because one, we need young people in key positions of power. There is no way that you can be making decisions like she mentioned about young people's health, young people's education, young people's this, and then all you do is just let them be beneficiaries. We're not going to be beneficiaries. That's not happening anymore. It's 2019. So give us power. We need positions of power. And then secondly, I really want to talk about prioritizing things that have to do with young people and female empowerment. Look, it's enough that you can promise us that there will be gender equality. It's enough that you can say this and that, but we need this reflected. You can't have the national budget and adolescent health is amounting to 0.1%. That's not working. We need these reflections in things like the national budget, increase budgetary allocations to things that have to do with young people, increase budgetary allocations when it comes to gender equality and female empowerment. I hate that we call this thing child marriages. That's pedophilia. It's inhumane. These things have to be worked on and they have to be fought. We can't have girls being married off. We can't have girls not accessing education. We can't have girls not being able to take care of themselves every time of the month simply because of stereotypical behavior. No. We need gender equality and we need this reflected in national priorities. And then, you're making it hard for me to speak. Okay. Yes, so another thing I really want to emphasize is I love that the Prime Minister of Canada has emphasized how quality is what we're looking for. But you can't expect any girl on the street to be just there and then you ask her, what do you need? And you expect her to tell you everything. We need proper capacity building mechanisms in each and every country. Young people need to be empowered with skills, with techniques, with everything they need to make decisions that have to do with their health. It's not enough that you just tell us things and then we make informed decisions. We actually want those decisions to be acted upon, and we want to know that we ourselves have the power to take charge and influence whatever is going on in our lives. So capacity building is key. And then two more points, I'm sorry. We have one more thing, social accountability. I want to live in a world where I am not just assuming and watching the news and my president assumes what I want as a young person or as a girl. I want to tell him what I want and I want him to tell me and promise me that he's going to provide those needs. So we need to bridge the gap between what we want and what is actually provided and what is promised and what is actually done. Politicians can talk, guys, but action, no. We need to be able to hold them accountable. Ladies and gentlemen, we need proper mechanisms and channels to hold our politicians, the Prime Minister, the UN Secretary General, each one of us as well. We need to be held accountable for whatever we say and yet we don't do, because action is what we need right now. Enough talk. Let's go act and let's hold these people accountable. They owe this to us. And then lastly, last but not the least, I really, really want to emphasize on this. It's not enough that we have youth-friendly corners or youth-friendly spaces. Those are good, but then we should look at it at a global perspective. We need a global, youth-friendly and responsive system. The whole globe has to bend to our needs, because let's be honest, we are the largest population. We deserve this, and this is going to benefit us. So invest in girls, invest in young people, and trust me, I am giving you this word. You can hold me accountable after this. I promise you, it will reap great benefits. Thank you.
Okay, now that's an empowered woman talking. Now that's how women empowerment sounds like. Now this is Simone Sanders or the Nigerian author, I forgot her name. It would have went straight to transgender restrooms, which is not a tangible or win for African women. Okay, now here comes Akufo. I was impressed by the system. Very impressed.
Natasha, we all stand with you.
Thank you.
Especially if you seize the world the way you seize the stage, the world will be yours.
Thank you.
You honor us tonight by wearing your beautiful pink kente cloth from Ghana. The president of Ghana is listening very closely. Nana Akufo-Addo. He's thinking, why is she wearing kente cloth to talk to us about what we should do? You're listening closely. What is your response to Natasha? That she...
Well, let me say, first of all, how very privileged I feel to be here to discuss the issue.
Okay, just with the microphone. Yeah.
Ghana, the majority of the population is not coming through.
Yeah, it's right.
Is it better?
Yes.
Okay.
I fixed it for you.
Thank you. The majority of the people in Ghana are women.
Yes.
52% of our population is women. So if we're to have an ordered society, to have a fair society, those statistics should count. They should be decisive in what is done. And they're going to be decisive when politicians like Natasha, she's a politician. She is a politician.
She is. She speaks like a politician. She should be a politician. Let's continue.
I think that President Kenyatta would agree with me, and so would Substitute.
But the issue is the majority of these so-called feminist groups don't talk like her. That's why no one takes them serious.
She is a politician. When they are able to be where the decisions are made. But at the end of the day, communities or groups talking for themselves and being representative.
Thank you. Communities and groups talking for themselves. Not about African women as a whole, but they talk about everybody else's agenda except for the, I would say, total collective African woman agenda. And that's what he was saying.
Does not translate into power.
Thank you. All that stuff he talking about, transgender restrooms, illegal immigration, does not translate into power for African women.
Most important thing is power, that you sit around the table whereby the decisions that you make are enforced and become the norms and regulations by which the society lives. I think that is the, for me, what I've seen in the 2.5 years that I've been in office, that not enough movement has been made by the 52% of the Ghanaian population that are women to be able to be in the position to make these decisions.
I see, and I agree. You see, this girl, she's smart, you know, she's looking at Akufo sideways. I agree. Because the majority of these women aren't serious about women empowerment. They want feminism. They want transgender restrooms. So where's the lie? And you guys know I'm very critical on Akufo. But I mean, where's the lie? Where is it?
The cabinet that I have, 30% of them are women.
30%.
30%. Is not good enough.
So next,
It doesn't
20%
reflect.
more next year.
Well,
Yes.
and if they really like me, we'll see. But that
Campaign
push,
on that, they might.
is that push that is key. And we are not, this may sound for the ears of people like Ella very reaction. We're not seeing enough dynamism and activism on the part of those who are seeking this.
He's telling the truth. Where's the lie? Where is the lie? You're more concerned about transgender restrooms than ensuring that Ghanaian women and African women have access to education. You're loud about that. Because trust me, when these so-called feminists get around white women, basically get around non-black women, they're not talking about specifics for African and black women. They get into that vague, again, transgender restrooms and all this other stuff. And that's what he's saying. Akufo-Addo. He's completely right.
I'm talking about dynamism where it matters.
When you saw a dynamic head of state?
I'm saying the dynamic is not sitting around here talking. I'm talking about electing people to parliament, controlling political parties, because they're the instruments by which our societies make decisions. We're talking about decisions, not wishes and hopes. We're talking about decisions. It is decisions that is going to make the difference.
But let's not put all the problems, all the responsibility.
Okay. All right. I've seen enough. Hold on 1 second. All right, y'all. I'm back. But yeah, so I mean, I agree with what he was saying. I completely agree. All right, user, I'm about to send you the link right now. User handle. The link is coming. Oh, hold on. One of your mods blocked me. Can you unblock me? Oh, okay. Why you get blocked, man? What did you do? What did you do? Guys, you keep asking, can you get in on the chat? And I keep sending my email. Then you ask again, can I get in on the chat? But anyways, you guys, I'm about to go ahead and check out. But yeah, that's all I had to say about this today. That's all I have to say about this. That's all I have to say, guys. So again, I'll wait. If you are an African feminist and you're in the chat room, if you want to hop on, I'll send you the link. It's only fair. Because again, feminism should not be confused with woman empowerment, period. Period. So yeah, so everyone, thank you for joining. Make sure you hit that like button as you exit. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. Make sure you go to search for Uhuru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Again, family, thank you so much. Donnie Samir, search for Uhuru. Until next time, family, peace.